Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. What?
Oh, it just says you went live.
Go and
Look,
see what it's
wait,
doing.
Dad, look. I found someone else's channel. LD Shadow.
Oh, that's how you do the countdown?
Yeah. Let me go to Doctor. Z's. Does it have 3 Z's? No.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
Wait, I do know.
Yeah, 2 Z's.
Orientation is locked. Rotate device
Where
back.
are you?
I don't understand.
You're not there.
Oh, it's got to be this way.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Well, that means...
2 people are watching.
Well, that's me and you.
I'm not watching it.
Oh. Oh, look, I got a thumbs up.
It's supposed to be.
Where's that little tripod? Oh, check in the closet. There's a tiny little tripod. Oh, look at the camera. Keep refresh. Now there's 5 watching. Now, yeah. So we were just doing video.
Oh, it doesn't have a point up here.
And noticed that we were at 999 subscribers, and so we started playing around.
Hello.
Hello from Tech Turtle. Hi.
Hi.
All right.
I bet someone's gonna subscribe now because they're like, oh my gosh, I want to be the 1000th.
I've never done a live stream. Have we ever done a live stream?
I have.
You have?
You haven't.
I have not. Anyways, I'm Justin. This is Zoe.
This is 953.
And I do a lot of these. I don't even know who's watching, but anyways, I do a lot of
total grade
how-to videos about C+.
You have C+.
Oh, I think that's my.
Okay, let me search it.
Hey, I know that guy. I've helped that guy. David, how's it going?
Hey.
Oh, I know that guy too.
I know.
How's it going?
It's probably.
These are guys that have subscribed.
Into RGB.
Oh, good.
What
okay.
is that?
That's the
it shows
Christmas
me,
lights.
and then it shows the arrow faction.
All right. Hopefully the audio is not bad or messed up or anything.
90 uploads. I just said 90 uploads.
Well, if you're looking to get into LED lights, I'm happy to help you. It's been a lot of fun. I didn't know anything about it 9 months ago. It was her idea, actually. It was Zoe's idea.
Oh my.
It was Zoe's idea. Well, good. Thank you. Glad, David. Glad it sounds good.
And then, after that, you just kept going. I have a C. Wait, which was better, C or C+? I have C. You have C.
Okay. Anyways, so I'm gonna keep refreshing. I think we're gonna hit the 1,000 here.
I have 0.24.
Ah, it still says 999.
And we're live. It shows we're live.
It does show we're live.
Don't
wow,
click
that's a
on it.
horrible thumbnail. But
yeah.
Anyways,
my hand.
I was just finishing, and maybe we could do this. We could do this live, anyways. I was just working on. Just found your channel the other day, trying to figure this out. Well, there's a lot to learn, and I've got, the videos. I probably have about 4, I think, that are all about different things with the LEDs. And whatever questions you have, post them. I work really hard to try and answer them right away, or quick as I can afterwards.
Can I try getting the thing on here?
Try getting what?
The subscriber thing up here.
Well, okay. So I was just I was finishing up the video for doing the Sonoff updates over the air, and I actually turned on my phone camera just to say thank you, Carlo, appreciate it. I was just about to test out how fast I could do. I gotta stop looking at myself. I could just about to test out how fast I could do an over-the-air update on a new board. So I guess you guys can join me. Wouldn't that be fun?
Instagram, YouTube, Twitter.
Okay.
Search up
So, if you don't have Sonoffs yet, this is what it looks like. Why do some house outlines look solid versus individual bulbs? I think probably if you see somebody's house that has, and it looks like a line, they just have a lot more pixels, a lot more LEDs closer together. What all runs your display? How many controllers, what time, how many power supplies, and how many power injections? Okay, I have, for the outside lights, I have 3 different control boards. I have one that was the main one that I did initially, and it's actually running 3 different strings of lights. So what I've done is I put the main box in a kind of a central spot, and then the lights go out in 3 different directions. So I have 3 different lines, one that goes up over one part of the roof, one that goes out to the left, and one that goes out to the right and up and over the garage. And there's two of the strings have 150 LEDs each, and then the third one has 200. And I didn't think you could do that initially, but it worked out that you can. You just, not splice, but I just have my data wire with jumpers, and I just stuck another jumper in the back of the jumper and sent it off with the new string. And so I've got that one box that's got 1 power supply, 1 control board, and it runs 3 strings of lights, but they're all, I guess that's parallel, right? They're all in parallel.
It says you're 99.
999, thanks.
Someone subscribe. I think though everyone who's watching is already subscribed.
I think so too. Anyways, so in that one box, I've got those lights. So whatever that ends up being, what's that? 150, 200, so 500 lights. But they're not all running, in one line. It's 3 parallel strings. Then I have, and those are 5-volt lights. Then I have another set that runs down the side of the house that I didn't. It could have been a continuation maybe of the 200 string, the 200 LED string, but I was getting worried about how many lights and how much power and voltage drop and stuff. So and there was a little bit of a gap, and that was before Single Tracks guy showed me that you could do, you could use. What does it use? Cable, the shielded cable, to jump a gap like that. Refresh it. Okay. So, anyways, that one on the side has a separate control board, and it has a separate power supply, and it has about 175 lights. And then in the backyard, I have and those are 5-volt lights. And then in the backyard, we have a kind of a nice looking pine tree. Thank you. Hi, Chris. Hey, how's it going? Oh, hi, Zoe. So anyways, in the backyard, I have a tree that has, it has 350 lights, right? Because I have 7 strings of 50 lights, yes. 200 lights without power injection. No.
Rockstar.
No, I have power injection on those 5-volt lights at every string. So those 5-volt lights, check out I did a video about comparing 12-volt and 5-volt lights, and that's the difference. The difference is the 12-volt lights, you can go 5 or 6 strings of lights, so that's 25 or 30 meters, or 80 or 90 feet, without power injection. So that's great with 12-volt lights. But with 5-volt lights, you get to the end of one 5-meter string, or about 16 feet, and you need power injection, or they start to dim. And, honey, what are you doing now?
I don't know.
Sweet, it worked. Thanks, Steven. I'm glad it worked. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, wait. I missed what Dave said. I think he said every other.
Dave said my power injection is every other.
Yeah, every other. Good. And that's probably good enough. I started seeing dimming on the second sometime. Yeah, sorry, Huber. I wish I'd have known when I did mine initially that 12-volt for strings like that, for long strings, is probably going to be better. I honestly bought those 5-volt lights because a pack of 10 was like $109, and a pack of 10 of the 12 volts was like $140. So I thought I'd save $40. Yeah, 12-volt, totally. Tech Turtle, I would totally say do 12 volts.
I like that name, Tech Turtle.
So he likes the name Tech Turtle.
Work on your LED thing next.
Good. Do it. Do it, Steven. You'll love it. The LEDs are a lot of fun. Every 50 LEDs, and I had to switch to solid wire for those.
Thanks. Yeah. 3 L's. Wait.
Yeah. There's still some things I'm learning about the LEDs. Add a Falcon Pi player to do the music shows. I got to work on the music shows. I tell people at work and stuff, and they see the videos and they see the lights, 14. And they say, hey, can you, 14, that's great. 14 people watching. They say, hey, can you, do your lights do music? Do they play to music? And I have to say no. That wasn't
You're
the
gonna
intention.
have to do that. You're gonna have to.
I know. I am.
Someday.
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 Yeah. So I will figure out the light thing someday. Yeah, the music show. Yeah. You know, we've got some people, you know, not too far from us that we go drive by their house and they've got those huge displays.
Oh yeah.
And they have the
radio playing one.
Yeah, the radio, the ones where you tune into the radio. I don't know that I'll get that big, but I definitely want to be able to play it and have it time and jump and move with the beats and stuff. So that was a question, and he said, what was it he asked?
If you were to do a pool cage, how would you do that?
Pool cage. What do you... And oh, good. You'd already do code on Pi. That's awesome. Maybe you could help us out. I'm always looking for...
Helping you out, not us.
Pool cage. What do you mean by pool cage? Tell me what you mean by pool cage. The lights that I've used are waterproof. I don't know that I would submerge them, maybe, but they're supposed to be waterproof. They're certainly good enough to be out in the weather in the rain and snow and stuff.
Isn't there like a game called Pool?
I don't know. Pool table?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Like follow the beams. What? Look up.
Oh, the Johnson Family Light Show. Yeah, okay. He does have a pretty amazing setup. It's 5:20 p.m. Yeah, that Matt Johnson's stuff is incredible. So yeah, if you want to do like where he does the jumps and stuff, he shows you how to do that. He's got a ridiculously awesome setup. So the purpose of what I did was really just to try and have the lights that could change colors for different events and different holidays. So we could have 4th of July, you know, red, white, and blue, and pink for Valentine's Day. And you know, I went to Michigan, so I put up the maize and blue on Saturday afternoons, and that's a lot of fun. Having it connected to Home Assistant has been the best part, because now it's so easy to set up automations to have the lights like come on at a certain time, or like right now I have them, they come on at sunset in December, only in December, and they cycle through 3 different patterns that I like that kind of go along with Christmas time, and then at 10 o'clock they shut off, and so it's totally hands off now. I don't ever have to do anything.
Okay, this is a big one. I'm dying to get into it, but 6 weeks ago I know.
I didn't see the rest of the last part. Bought some Yee lights. Oh, they're dumb RGB. Lift X strips. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Sorry. All I can tell you is, as far as which lights, there are these. The 2811 and 2812 is how I've seen them usually denoted, and the 2811s are the ones that they. And I think the difference is the chip's a little bigger. I don't know what else that means. I don't think they're really any brighter, but anyways, it just turns out that the 2811s are the ones that they have put in the sort of drop looking style. So they look like a bulb, sort of, at least more than like the surface mounted look ones. E-lights and fixed lights are ready to go. Indoor lighting. Okay. Yeah.
Wi-Fi controlled. That's what he said.
Oh, Wi-Fi controlled. Cool. What other questions do you guys have? I did not expect when we turned this on that we would have people start tuning in.
I find the hardest thing with setting up scenes for all the holidays.
Picking the colors. Yeah, for sure.
The 2812 have 4 pins.
I'm not sure what the clock pin is for.
You made your repo public.
I have made my repo public. Because I'm not a programmer, I don't think I've done the GitHub thing in the best way possible. On GitHub, my name is Sniper Kane. That came from playing Halo years ago. And so if you look there, I've linked it in a couple of video descriptions, but if you look there in GitHub, you can see I've got 4 or 5 different folders that have the different stuff that I've put up there. Most of it is like partial YAML files for Home Assistant automations and things. I do have several sketches now. The sketch for the garage door opener, the normal or the first lights sketch, and then an over-the-air light sketch, which I've struggled with. I got it working, and I could get it on there, but then I'm still having trouble. I haven't got the OT to work yet, David. I'm not sure what was going on or how I did it wrong, but
what's an OT?
I've been so busy working on an OT is over the air. So you don't have to plug it in. But yeah, the over the air, I haven't got the over the air to work. It's something I just got to get to. But I've been trying to crank out a video every week, and keeps me pretty busy. And Zoe does too. Zoe does videos.
I'm going to post a video every day until Christmas.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, if you
That's what I'm doing right now.
If you have young daughters,
I'm trying to catch up, but.
Yeah. Zoe is the reason that I even know how to do videos, because she started doing videos a couple years ago. 2 years ago.
From November 19th, I think it was. Or 18th, I can't remember.
Yep. And so and then she ended up on a
Bro, keep going.
Thank you. Anyways, I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about me.
I was talking about yes, how wonderful you are.
This one's a 6 watching, this one's a 7 watching. But there's 14 watching.
Yeah, I think this one's probably the most accurate.
I'm one of those likes.
Thank you.
Do you want me to dislike? I'm just kidding.
Oh, please. So anyways, I was started to say, I sat down to just see how fast we could do one of these Sonoff flashings over the air. So keep asking questions if you guys want. I think we'll just run through this because that seems like a fun thing to do live, right?
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Did we hit the 1,000 yet? Let's refresh again. It's got to be now. Oh, come on. It still says $9.99. That's just wrong.
That happened to me.
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was 15. Thank you. And subscribe.
So what are these Sonoffs? Okay, great.
Oh.
So the Sonoffs are a super cheap little super cheap $5 if you buy them directly from the company. And it's a place in China. And if you check out Superhouse TV, there's a guy named Jonathan that does Superhouse TV videos, and he just visited the Sonoff factory and did a video about it, which was really cool and pretty insightful about like the differences between how we live in the U.S. and how they live in Shenzhen, China. So anyway, so this is the Sonoff, and it's an Esp8266 chip. That's that little guy right there. So that's the same Wi-Fi chip. Yeah, it's good, Stephen. Check it out. That's the same Wi-Fi chip that's in the D1 Mini and the Node MCU board, and I think there's a bunch of others. And then it's connected to a relay, and it's also got its own little power converter. So what you do with these, it's awesome, is you can connect your mains power, so 110, 120, whatever, on the input side, and then it brings the voltage down, powers the Wi-Fi chip, and then has the relay. Hey, and then has the relay in line so that your Wi-Fi chip can control the relay. So it's really slick. You can just plug this thing in to 110 volts on one side, and then put it to your lamp or whatever on the other side, and then you've got Wi-Fi control. And they have, of course, they send it with software. And their software is not bad. They've got this eWeLink. eWeLink is the name of their app if you go to the App Store. But it also works with Amazon, where you're not streaming in landscape mode. Because it said it was locked. Let's see if we can switch it. Can we switch it? See, it says orientation is locked. Rotate the device back. Maybe I need to. This is the first time I've done it, and I didn't prepare.
I was the second. We did one at CVX, but that was on your just like old phone. It's just random, just off YouTube.
So sorry, I don't know why I don't know why it's on portrait.
It's weird.
And I don't know how to switch it right this moment. So sorry. Maybe I'll take a minute. Let me finish explaining. So anyways, they say they work with Amazon Echo and with Google Home or Google Assistant to turn on the garage light on.
Garage. I thought this.
So what I've done with these, buy Sonoffs, go to ITEAD directly, ITEAD, and that's the company in China that sells them, that makes them,
China.
and they sell the basics for less than $5, which is crazy because if you just buy the D1 Mini, which is this guy here, this is the one that we use for the lights. If you just buy this one, it's like, even if you get it cheap, like from China, from like AliExpress, it's like $2. And then to buy a relay separately is like another $2. So to buy them both together and then to have the power converter there and just the simplicity of being able to put the 110 volts in and 110 volts out, it's awesome. So,
It is awesome.
so how do I hook it up to a light switch, Tech Turtle? Check out the video. I have several videos about the Sonoff and what I've done with them. And what I've done with them, I have never bricked one, not yet, anyways. I really want to get it to work as a three-way switch, Tech Turtle. I haven't figured that out yet. There's a guy named Pete Suthers who has a video about how he did it, but he used ESP-easy. So what I started saying was with these Sonoffs, the firmware that comes on them is fine, but it doesn't let you, as far as I know, get to the Mqtt topic directly. So that means you can't just put it in an automation in Home Assistant or Smart Things or some other hub. Now they keep changing it. Maybe it's different, maybe it's better, and maybe someday before too long it will connect to those things to like Home Assistant or Smart Things or OpenHab or any of those home automation hubs. Maybe at some point pretty soon it'll connect to those without any changes. But what I've done and what I saw, and I got this from Ben from Bruh Automation, and several other people, is they put a different firmware on them, and the firmware is called Tasmota, and it's made by a guy named Theo Arenz, and it's on GitHub. And what's really cool about it is it does a couple really awesome things. One is it makes it so that you can customize the Mqtt topic, and so you can put it in any home automation hub that you want. So I started using Home Assistant with the lights, and so I've already had the hub, and with the ability to know what the Mqtt topic names are in here and make them whatever I want them to be, I can set this up to work perfectly with Home Assistant. The other thing that's super cool that these things don't do out of the box with their firmware is that with Tasmota you can use, they have a button, right? And this button will let you do different things. Makes a Wi-Fi light switch. I have one of those light switches in the box. I have one of those Sonoff Wi-Fi light switches in a box. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't got to it yet. But what you can do here is with Tasmota, you can use the pins. Oh, you can see the middle. It probably doesn't do any good to show you that up close like that, but there's these pins down here in the middle, and you can set it up so that you can do an external switch with those pins. So let me show you what I did. I'm going to pick up the camera and walk over here for a second, and I'll show you what I've got set up. So this is my little office with the green screen and all that. And under here is all my light switches. So what I had, let's see, what I had here was 3 switches. I had 3 switches in this panel here, 3 big regular light switches. Sorry, I'm trying to aim it. And what I've done is behind this is 4 Sonoffs, and I've got them all connected. You hopefully can see what it says because I 3D printed a custom panel that has the names of what they are. So the fan light, that's the main light in the room. I can turn the fan on and off, and because you can get access to those pins on the Sonoff, you can just tie in a tiny low voltage pin, or a switch, low voltage switch, and then when you push that switch, then things come on. Oh, unless they don't. There it goes. And then I also I put in some lighting, some like cove lights or crown molding lights, and that's up there. So when I push that button, those come on.
Can you just
So that's pretty cool. And because these are, okay. Swishes from Germany.
Yeah.
I like your videos very much. Thanks.
Look, there's the. He tried. LOL.
Oh.
Live stream offline. Frowny face.
Sorry. How do I want to really turn the orientation is locked.
Wait, can you turn it
How do
on?
I unlock the rotation?
Can you switch the camera and then flip it?
I don't know.
Wanna try it?
Can I do a demo of my Home Assistant setup? Yeah, and I definitely it's on the list of things to do. I've relied on Ben from Bruh. He did such a great job, and so I've relied on him and just referred people to him. Whoa. Sorry, guys.
Just replay pictures.
Yeah, it's total.
You're doing a good job with the channel. Keep up the good work. Drop phone.
That's
Step
too
one.
funny, huh? So total live stream rookie here. Anyways, yeah, I eventually do want to set up.
It has a DrZzs in it.
Oh, good. I got to do the landscape. Somebody help me out. When you want to search for how to make it landscape? Yeah, I read something in the chat. Oh, the lights just went back on.
The fan going back on? Just turn it back off.
Yeah. Anyways, so what I've done is I've taken these Sonoffs and put Tasmota on them, and then connected a small low voltage pin, switch to the extra pins, and then put them in then took out the regular light switch and put these in the light switch box. In a couple cases, I left the regular light switch connected and used that as the low voltage switch, so that you don't even know. Like, you go to the front porch lights, and if you didn't know, you couldn't even tell that there was any difference behind the box. And you can turn the lights on and off like you normally would, or I can turn them on and off with Home Assistant and automations and things like that. So.
I don't know. I'll watch this.
Okay. Don't turn the volume up too much. So anyways, so the Sonoffs are. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute this. Sorry. So yeah, Home Assistant the Sonoffs are really good for replacing your light switches. Really good for replacing your light switches. They're made to kind of be in an extension cord, so that you just cut your extension cord. You put the 2 wires in one side, you take 2 wires out the other side, and then you can push the button to turn them on and off, or you can go to the app and you can turn the whole thing on and off. And just as they are like that, that's pretty cool, and they're pretty good, and they're definitely the cheapest way to get some sort of smart switch. But then you take something like Tasmota and put it on there, and then there's stuff that Tasmota will do that I don't even know how to do yet at all. It's ridiculous how good that firmware is, and those guys have done a great job on it. So that's been something that has been really cool, and I started it. I did one and did it. I was going to do a video just on this is how you flash Tasmota, because I tried following other videos and I had different problems, and so I thought, well, if other people have the same problems I had, then it'd probably be good for them to see my way. No, now it says 1,000.
Sit, refresh it.
Anyways, but that has led now to, like, I think I have 3 or 4 videos about Sonoff.
1,000!
There it is, 1,000. It's official.
That's right there.
1,000.
I think that's backwards. 1,001!
Oh my goodness.
Wait,
going like crazy. Okay.
I'm gonna go downstairs and yell. 1,001!
Anyways, what else? What are you guys interested in, or what? More questions? I could go back to working on putting this, hooking up this Sonoff and doing the over the air. So flashing the Tasmotas requires you to, well, you can do it 2 ways. One is you can put the, you get an FTDI, which is a USB to serial little board, and so that you can plug it into a USB in your computer, and then you take the extra serial pins that are on that board and you plug them into your Sonoff's board, and that gives you the ability to put the software on there. But again, there's some of these guys out here you know, that are just geniuses when it comes to software. It's really awesome, and then they're so free to share everything with everybody out there. So some guys have taken the Tasmota software and made a Python script that will essentially use the default path for upgrading. Honey, are you doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just pick one. It takes the default path for updating the Sonoff software and setting it up on your Wi-Fi network initially, and it makes it so that you can use that to flash Tasmota on it without touching the board with the FTDI adapter or any jumpers or anything. So you plug the mains into it, and it turns on, and then you just run the Python script, and it takes you through the steps of connecting your computer to the Sonoff board over Wi-Fi, and then telling the Sonoff to update itself and putting Tasmota on there instead of a new version of the Sonoff software. And then you can go back into the Sonoff and configure it so that it connects directly to your Wi-Fi network. And you can set your MQTT topics, and you can set it up to work like a switch and all that stuff. So that's been something that a lot of people asked if I would do, and I did it, and it works pretty well. And of course, like anything, you run into some hiccups along the way. But overall, it's been pretty good. And I was just finishing that video, and I've got to the part where, you know, I like to try and do some sort of a summary at the end where I say, okay, you know, where it kind of goes through, this is how it looks, or this is how it turned out. And I didn't have anything to put there. And so I thought, well, I've got another Sonoff. Let me just run through the whole process real quick, and I'll record it, and then I'll see how fast I can do it, and then, you know, kind of play that back quickly after. So that was the purpose of sitting down here. And then I sat down and I saw I had 999 subscribers, and Zoe came in, and anyways, it's all gone from there. So if anybody has any other questions, let me know. But in the meantime, let's do this. So line side here, this is the input side, neutral and line. So I'm just gonna open these a little bit. And then there is actually a polarity to the AC, I guess. It really shouldn't be, I suppose, but whatever, there is. So slide these in here. One of the things that some people have been concerned about with the Sonoffs is the way that it connects to the wires is probably, you know, they're getting approved. It's probably not approved, right? It's not going to be UL listed and such. So you have to be comfortable with that. You're not going to have the protection of a lot of the regulations and inspections maybe that you would have on a device. But it's not like they're not selling them in the US, so they must be approved for that. Anyways, okay, so there it goes. That's connected in there nice and firm. Now I'm just gonna reach down here and plug this thing in. All right, plugged in, and it is blinking. Hi. Kids are very excited, I guess, that there's a live video stream going on in Dad's office. This is Dawson. Dawson, come say hi.
Hi.
Come around here. Say hi.
Yeah, hi.
Okay.
Wait, is this on YouTube?
Yep. It's live right now.
We just got another subscriber.
Yeah, it's live right now. Okay, so you got this blinking. Now I'm gonna do it from my Mac. I did it both Mac and Windows on the video, but we're gonna go here with the Mac. And okay, you have to go to the command prompt, and because I already have the thing set up, let me see if I can do that. No, you're not gonna be able to see it, are you? Well, because I already have it set up, it's going to go very quickly probably. All I have to do is go to the terminal and navigate to the directory where I put the Sonata. Sonata is what they called the Python script, SON for SONOFF, and then OTA. And so I just go to the directory where I have that script, which for me, I believe is downloads, and then Sonata master. Nope. I probably spelled it wrong. Downloads. Yeah, there it is. SONOT. Oh, I put a capital M. It's not capital M. Sonata master. Okay, so now we're there. We're gonna see. Now, if I was doing this for the first time, I would have to run a requirements script or an install script for some requirements. But since I've already done that, I don't need to do it this time. So all I have to do is type the sonata.py, and there it goes. Okay, so it pops up the Wi-Fi address. It asks me what my Wi-Fi address is of this computer that I'm working on right now, because this is going to connect directly to the SONOFF. And it gives you the Wi-Fi address, and then it just says, is this the one? Because maybe you have more than one. If you have Wi-Fi and Ethernet or multiple Wi-Fi boards or something in your computer. Okay, so you just hit 0, because that's the selection, hit enter. Now it's going to ask me for my Wi-Fi ID and password. Nobody can see that? Okay, good. Okay, now it says, to reset the SONOFF to defaults, press the button for 7 seconds and the light will start flashing rapidly. So we're going to do that. Hold that for 7 seconds. There it goes. Now it's flashing rapidly. Once it does that, it should say that there will be an IT network that will appear. So now I go to my available Wi-Fi networks, and I look for one called IT, and I don't see it yet. Do you see it, Jackson? Dawson? I don't see it yet.
Try it again.
There it is. Okay, so it just popped up. It says IT'd and then a bunch of numbers. So I'm going to connect to that, and it will ask me for a password. And that password is 1234567 1234567 So I do that, and now it keeps running. The script keeps running. I can see it in the terminal here doing stuff. It's connecting.
Wait, Dad, is that what they're saying? Are they saying it?
Well, that's how it came up initially. Okay, and now it says error 0, so no errors, and then provisioning completed, starting stage 2. Now it says change back to the Aiden network, which it already did. It does that automatically too, so it changed back to the Aiden network. Now it says, oh, this thing's blinking and clicking. And I was supposed to connect to final stage, or I will in a minute. So right now it's just going crazy. You can see a bunch of stuff flying by. You can't see it at all. I'm sorry, but anyways, we'll do a better job on the live stream next time. But anyways, it's just going nuts, and it's flashing a bunch of stuff on the screen.
Wait, Dad, when did you hit 1,000 subscribers?
Website, like 10 minutes ago.
What?
Okay, so now there's a Wi-Fi network that has appeared called Final Stage, right there. So I click on Final Stage, and that will send it to the last part of the script. Okay, now it says the final stage will disappear and it will be fully flashed. And once final stage has gone away, you can stop this program. You don't have to stop it, it just stops. It just goes, it says quitting, and it's done.
I just love looking at the camera.
I know, you love looking at yourself on the camera. It's really hard not to look at yourself. I'm trying to look at the camera.
You can see it no matter where you look.
And it tells you once you've got this flashed, there we go, quitting. No longer on final stage, SSID, all done. It says quitting. So now what I need to do is go back to the Wi-Fi networks, and there will be a new Sonoff network. Okay, it's called Sonoff something something. All right, so go to that, and now I'm connected to this. This is set up as a server, and I've connected to it. Oh, and it just pops up. It just popped up. You can also go to a browser like this, and you can type in 192.168.4.2, and that will get you essentially the same thing, I think. You're not connected to the internet. Okay. Well.
Okay, that stinks.
Anyways, if you join that, you join the Sonoff network, and then this thing pops up. Okay. Now when this thing is popped up, now I put my username and password for my network. Dawson is being my
Make sure they don't see it.
Privacy settings. I have 2.4 gigahertz network and a 5 gigahertz network, like probably most people do. And I was hoping that I could connect the Sonoffs and all these other Esp8266 boards, all the D1s that are running the lights and stuff. I was hoping I could connect those to the 5G, because there's, I guess, a lot of interference from what Chris was telling me on 2.4. But unfortunately, the Esp8266 cannot connect to the 5G networks. At least that's per blog posts that I read. I haven't tried it, but they're probably right. So if you have a second one that's 5G, there's no bother putting it in. So once you get your Wi-Fi parameters in, you can hit save. And it says trying to connect device to the network. Device will restart in a few seconds. The lights are off on the device right now. And it should flash on in a second. Once it has okay, so now it should be ready, and I need to just go to my router and find the address, the IP address that it was assigned by my router. You watching me watching me? Oh boy. I'll have to figure out the landscape thing next time, guys. I'm sorry. All right, so here is my new Sonoff. Wait, is that the new one? Nope. I only have like 10 of them on here. There it is. So the IP address is 64. So now I'm going to go up here to 64. Just watch me. Okay, and 64 gets me to the Tasmota main page. And then from the Tasmota main page, a few things to configure. Yeah, if I needed to configure the module as a switch, which I will, but it'll make me restart. So we'll do that in a second. So we'll go back to configure. We're going to do the Mqtt, configure Mqtt, and then I need to put in my information for my Mqtt broker, which is my Raspberry Pi that Home Assistant's running on. So for me, that's 192.168.1.71. The port doesn't change, 1883. Client doesn't change. User is for my broker, Aidensville, and password. Can't remember sometimes. I know the password. Okay. And then the topic, I want to change the topic to something new. I think I already did 10. I think this is my 11th Sonoff. So we're going to do that.
What's your 11th?
Yeah, I think it is. And we'll hit save, and then the board will restart.
It just flickered.
It flashed. Yep, Dawson caught it flashing. And so now we're set. Now the device will connect to the Wi-Fi and to Home Assistant and Mqtt. And then what's the last thing I need to do? Okay, the last thing I need to do is go to configuration, configure module, and then because I want this thing to set up like a switch, eventually I'll put the jumpers in there and set it up to a switch. So I'll go to GPIO 14 down here, and I will select switch 09 switch 1 and hit save, and it's going to restart again. It blinked, so it should be okay to go to the main menu again. Nope, not yet. There it goes. Now the last thing is, because I like using push buttons, I go to the command, there's a console button, you push console, and then I go here and put in switch mode. I change the switch mode because the way it works right now, it's set up as like a static switch, so it's on off like a rocker. So if you click it on, the relay goes, and if you click it off, the relay goes. But what I want is a momentary, so if the contacts connect, it flicks the relay. You know, well, I guess the way it works is once the way I want it, I want them to connect and then disconnect and have it trigger the relay, and then connect and disconnect and have it trigger the relay. So it acts like a push button. So to do that, I just type in switch mode 1, because I'm using my first switch mode 1. There's a dual of these as well, and there's even one that has 4 channels. So that would be, if I was changing the second switch, it would be switch mode 2 or 3 or 4. But switch mode 1, and then I'm setting it to 4. And that's just the one that functions that way. And again, that's part of Tasmota. That's part of what those guys, Theo Renz and those guys built to give you ridiculous flexibility with these little suckers for $5. So switch mode 4, 1, and then enter, and it's done. And now that is totally it. So I could take this right now and replace any light switch in the house or anything else. I was trying to come up with some good uses, some more good uses. Light switches are awesome, and they're great. I think I need to do one for, we have like snow melt on the roof, and right now it's just on a switch, and it's also it's the same circuit that powers the lights, which is a bummer sometimes, because that means I have to have the snow melt on the roof on if I want to have the lights on. So I'd rather not do that. So maybe I'll do that for one of those. One of the next videos, not the next one, but the one after that, I'm doing one on the Sonoff SV, and SV stands for safe voltage, and it's a similar idea, excuse me, except it doesn't take 110 volts in. It just takes, I think, anything from 5 to 24 volts. So that's what I use. You know, you saw those cove lights come on up there. Those are 12 volt, just white LEDs. And in order to switch those and have control of it with Home Assistant, I set that up on Sonoff SV, which works similar to this, but it's a little different, and it's an option maybe not everybody knows about. So we'll do a video about that. Oh, thank you. I've been talking for 45 minutes.
Actually, 46.
So,
hey, Dad, I was your other subscriber. Just kidding.
do you do that? Was that you?
Sponsored by Pure Life.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and thanks for making comments and asking questions. I really started doing this just because I was always doing projects anyways, and I thought, what the heck, I've got all this equipment to make videos because Zoe was doing it. So I started doing it, and I did not expect the positive response as fast anyways as it's been. So we've been doing it 4 months, just short, I think, of 4 months, and 1,000 subscribers as of 30 minutes ago or 40 minutes ago, something like that. So awesome. Thanks. I'm gonna log off, but I'll give you a couple minutes if anybody wants to ask questions or anything in the chat, and then I'm gonna sign off and go have dinner, hang with the kids for a few minutes.
Can I do the adios thing with you?
You want to do the adios thing with me? Yeah. So let's see. Anybody got any questions? Anybody, any chat before we sign off? So this is fun. I mean, if I'm going to have actually, 17 people, 20 people, I think at one point show up to watch, maybe we'll do some of these live streams more often. Hopefully YouTube recorded this. That'd be cool if they did. I don't know how this works yet, but anyways, no questions? This is Grace. Okay.
Adios.
Until next time.
Adios.
Adios.